Hey, it's me, AP, and welcome to another edition of Awesome Cinema Memories, the show where I share my cinema memories with you all. On this edition of the show, I will be talking about Interstellar and the day I went to see it at the big screen. So, Interstellar, let me explain this movie first of all to you, give you a brief description of what it was, what the movie was, the story arc. So, Interstellar basically is a space movie. It is all to do with interstellar travel, going through black holes. Basically, you have the main character, Coop, who is brought into this, is an ex-pilot. He's no longer a pilot, he's a farmer. He then follows this drone into a NASA camp, and basically there's some intriguing little twists and turns throughout the story, but this leads him to then becoming, he used to work for NASA. He's now been rehired by NASA to go on a mission to save Earth. Earth is basically crumbling apart. The next generation of children are going to be the last children of Earth because there's no more food left. The world is just dying, and they need to move to a new planet. They need to save the human race. And Coop is then inducted into becoming a NASA pilot again to pilot this craft that is going to go through a black hole to find a new place to save the people of Earth and hopefully come back. And Michael Caine is that character who brings him back into NASA. He plays the Doctor in Dr. Brandt within this story, and then his daughter also goes on the mission with Michael McConaughey's character Coop. Anne Hathaway character, she is as I said, the daughter of Michael Caine's character. They go on this mission, go to a few different planets to save Earth. And I don't want to go through the whole story, but that is basically the synopsis of the movie. The end of the movie, spoiler alert, he saves the world. And, well, he saves the world, but also it's really his daughter who saves the world, but with him helping, with his assistance to his daughter. But there's a lot of time travel elements to this story, which are very good. And I think it's a great, big budget Christopher Nolan movie. So, what are my memories, my awesome cinema memories of watching this movie? So, let me roll you back. So the year this was released, I've got it written down here, it's 2014. I was forgetting there's that many Christopher Nolan movies. There's Inception, Interstellar, the Batman movies, and I forget the dates of what they were all released around that time and the order they were released. So Interstellar 2014, I watched this, and I watched it for the first. I was on my holidays at the time. I was in Sydney, Australia, and I was visiting family, and it was a great holiday, basically, first of all, but this was really a highlight of that holiday. In Sydney at the time, and I don't know if it's still the same scenario now, they had the biggest IMAX screen in the world. So it's the biggest IMAX screen, and I had never been to an IMAX before in my life. And so I thought that Interstellar was coming out. I thought, you know what, I had a spur day. Let's go and see this. This is the biggest IMAX screen in the world, apparently. Maybe they were lying to me, but that's what they said on the outside the cinema, biggest IMAX screen. So I'm like, I'm gonna go and watch this at the biggest IMAX screen in the world, and I'm gonna see the biggest IMAX screen presenting this big sci-fi movie. So I get my ticket. I go. I remember. I think I invited my uncle, but he didn't want to go and see it. So I was like, fair enough. I'll go and see it on my own. No one wants to go and watch the movie with me. I'll go and watch IMAX. I'll go and watch Interstellar at IMAX. So I get to the cinema. I'm going in there, and I believe there was just big escalators going up. It was a massive cinema. I think it was just right on the pier, the Sydney Pier area, near the bridge and all, the big Sydney Harbour Bridge. And go in the cinema, and first of all, this again, first time experience of watching an IMAX movie. Just walking in there, first of all, was just amazing. It was incredible. Just seeing this massive, humongous cinema screen. I live in a small town, and we have a small cinema. My cinema screen in my hometown compared to this cinema screen was like watching a 20-inch movie monitor, a 20-inch TV, and then it's in comparison to a 100-inch TV. It was it was miles apart, and that's not a knock on. Well, it is. I am knocking normal cinemas because compared to the IMAX screen, there was no comparison because the quality, the size of it, it was amazing. And so just walking into the cinema, first of all, that huge IMAX cinema just blew me back. I was just, wow, this is amazing. So I go in there and I take my seat, and I'm in awe. Just like, it feels different. It's the shape of the cinema feels different, and I'm buzzing. I'm really buzzing because I don't know what to expect. And you know, the little trailers beforehand are playing, and then boom, this film starts. Interstellar starts, and again, first experience of watching a movie at the IMAX cinema, and the sound, just straight away, the music, the dialogue, it all just gets me. It's so loud, but so impactful at the same time. And it really just pulls me in to watching this movie. It feels like I'm in the movie watching it. Now, I don't know if this movie was shot in IMAX, like IMAX cameras, but I imagine it probably was for a lot of the scenes, because I know Christopher Nolan's big on IMAX. It's sort of his forte, and he films a lot on like these special IMAX cameras. So I think it was, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, it just felt like I was in that world, that interstellar world, while watching this movie. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching the movie, and again, it's just, I think the space scenes, especially going through the black hole, it just hits you, and you're just like, whoa, this is amazing. This is so cool. It's like I'm in space. And it's not even like a 3D movie. This is just IMAX, standard IMAX, but a massive, huge IMAX screen. So I'm in awe of the movie. I like sci-fi movies. This is right up my street. I think the story is great. It's so unique, and I mean, let's talk about it. When he goes into the sort of like interdimensional realm, I don't know exactly what you call it, within this tesseract at the end, where he's this ghost of his daughter's. His daughter has this ghost. She believes it's a ghost anyway, throughout the whole film, from when she's a child, and then it obviously moves throughout her life. And he's the ghost, and then you find out at the end he's the ghost, and he's in this realm, and he's helping direct himself into going to space, and then he's helping direct his daughter into saving the human race. So the story is phenomenally unique, and that's what I like about it. I love really unique stories, and it's not a story. I mean, Christopher Nolan is known for really unique and very weird stories, and I think this is right up there with. I think Inception's a great story, but I think Interstellar is even better. I think just like it, you never see it, and you watch it. It's like, I'm like that with The Prestige as well. I think The Prestige and Interstellar, two Christopher Nolan movies, have those twists and turns that you never expect, and they're just so unique. And then, I mean, when you watch it again, you see them, but for me, I know what the story's about, but I watched the movie again the other day, and it's still so unique to me, and I think it's a cracking story. So I come out of the cinema after watching this IMAX experience, which blew my blimmin' mind, and then I was just like, whoa, I want to go see it again. That was my first thoughts after seeing this movie. I was just wanting to go back in and see Interstellar again. I remember going back to my family's flat at the time in Sydney when I was going back after the movie. I was just like, oh, you should have watched that movie. You should have come in and seen that movie, because it was mind-blowing. And I remember years after, my uncle said to me, he said, oh, I've seen that on TV recently, and it was a really good movie. I wish I went and seen it at the IMAX. I'm like, yeah, you missed out, because it was genuinely amazing. It was an awesome experience. And I think that's the experience factor with this movie. It was a combination of two phenomenal things, phenomenal aspects. And it was going to see it at this massive IMAX cinema, which was incredible, and it was a first-time experience. And it was also seeing a really good movie as well. Interstellar is a fantastic sci-fi movie, and honestly, the feelings what I had afterwards were just feelings of just in awe of watching a great movie. And I think you know it when you've watched a really good movie. You have that like awe factor where you just go, yeah, that was ace. That was something else. So does this movie hold up the test of time? Does it last? If you watch it now in 2020, I'm watching this now. I watched it yesterday, and I think, for me, this movie holds up really, really well. It's only 6 years old this time, fair enough, but I think it is just an everlasting sci-fi movie. I think it is one of the great sci-fi movies. I think, like, Alien is a good movie, is a great sci-fi movie. Aliens is a great sci-fi movie, but Alien, I would compare this more to the first Alien movie. Not that it's got aliens involved, but I mean, just like looking at it as a movie, that really stands the test of time for me. And watching Interstellar really holds up. It really is a great story. Great acting with Michael Mahoney. Michael Mahogany, I don't know. I can't say his name properly. Great cast, great effects. You know, this movie probably will hold up as well for its use of practical effects. A lot of the effects with the spaceship were shot on like a real practical set, and then they used screens in front of it. So you have like the new series Mandalorian now, where they shoot with these like big LED screens, and this is what they somewhat shot with this movie. So it's what they were seeing on screen with like space and everything. The actors, that is exactly what was going on at the time. They were seeing that, so it was all very visual aspect. It wasn't, sure, there was definitely 3D effects and special effects involved as well, but there was a lot of practical effects and practical shots. And I think them sort of ideas of filmmaking, them aspects of filmmaking really make a lot of movies hold up. And you see that in movies like Alien and, you know, the original Star Wars trilogy. People love practical effects, and people can tell the difference between, you know, practical and digital effects. And for me, you know, obviously digital effects are getting better, but I think practical has a certain aesthetic what people like and are drawn to. And I think it blends the both worlds together really well. And as I said, it's a great movie, great unique story. And for me, it does, you know, it holds up really, really well. So the lasting impact for me of this movie, as I said, it was a great experience. I enjoyed, you know, watching it at the IMAX, but just watching a great movie overall. I enjoyed it, and honestly, it is a movie I would always go back and watch because it is just a really good, massive sci-fi movie which I will always enjoy watching. Thank you very much for watching this video today. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Also, let me know your thoughts. Did you watch this movie? Did you watch this movie at the cinemas? Where did you watch it? And what were your thoughts of watching this movie? Did you enjoy it? And do you think it holds up now, you know, 6 years later after this movie was released? Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great day.